So in this video, we'll see two things. One, the ABC analysis. What are the expected things, chapters which will be coming in exam, so that you can easily get a 70 marks. Second, there are a lot of students who, for the mock examination, they have done three big mistakes. I want to pinpoint that at the last. Yeah. So for first, we'll see the ABC analysis. By considering these attempts and two new attempts, I have found that there are three ways. One, students will not get every question 100 marks, full marks, the entire 100 marks. They will, even though they appear for the 100 marks, they won't be scoring 100 marks how many times you do it. So the chapters which you can get 85 to 90% marks, that have categorized into category A. Then category B is where, even though if you have written, if you have written for the 100% category B, you can score at least 60%, 60 to for 50%, that have categorized into category B. Category C is where questions won't come, and if they come, it's okay. It's if they come, you will be able to do those questions. So that I have done in category C. Yeah. So if you did not see see in each chapter what are the marks, you can see once. First, we will see the category A. In the category A itself, you can easily score 50 to 55 marks. 50 to 55 marks is coming. You can easily score 45 marks. I'm sorry, 45 marks. You can easily score. Sir, how can I score easily 45 marks? First, please, lot of students forget other laws. Sir, I'll study the entire Companies Act. I will study also the LLP Act, but I'll forget other laws. Other law carry 30 marks. Are you telling that when you're going to the examination hall itself, in your mind, you'll be writing for 70 marks maximum? No, that should not be the situation. Even if now your situation is where you are unable to study entirely, other law you have to study. First, Foreign Exchange Management Act, very must. Foreign Exchange Management Act is a must. You have to do Foreign Exchange Management Act. It's easy. Trust me, it's easy. Yes, early it was in CA final law, but they took only 20-25% from CA final law and added to CA Inter. So you can easily study Foreign Exchange Management Act. One, questions, just now they have started asking for CA Inter, so questions also would be linear. It won't be harder. Yes, yes, good. For the last two attempts, they are asking for 8 marks. This time, I am expecting that they will ask for 12 marks. So be prepared. And these 8 marks is only descriptive, not even MCQs. If you add MCQs, they are asking for 12 marks. If you are adding MCQs, they are asking for 12 marks. FEMA, it's easier, do it. Next, LLP, very easy, simple, plain words. LLP is, if you study the Companies Act itself, lot of sections you can cover in LLP. So LLP is a must. And next, accounts of companies. Lot of things, a lot of provisions you already know, because you have already studied in your accounts, lot of provisions. So this I know, but you have to add something extra more in accounts of companies. In our classes, we already saw, of course, your exams is near, you are not going to take my classes, but accounts of companies are easier. All these five category 5 is where by studying for this, if they are asking for 50-55 marks, you can easily score 45 marks. Even you can also score 50 marks also. If you are able to have a good presentation is easier, that also I'll tell you. Next, management and administration, chapter 7. General meeting. It's a very important, very easy ones. Yes, you have to remember few things. You can do it. Management, administration. In category A, share capital and debentures is where it's little difficult. Share capital and debentures is little difficult. I'm not saying it's the most easiest, no. Share capital and debentures is little difficult. If you are if you have not prepared well, then you will struggle a little bit in share capital debentures, but it is worth it. But it is worth it. In May 2024, they have asked for 15 marks. Share capital and debenture only descriptive, and when you add MCQ, they have asked for like 18 or 19 marks. So that's the reason I am, even though it is little bit harder in the entire Companies Act, share capital and debenture is little harder because a lot of sections are there, but easier to cover. Yeah. If you study these, you will be writing for 50-55 marks. One category B. 20-25 marks. In this category is where even though you're writing for 20-25 marks, you may be scoring like 10-12 marks. Reason? One, interpretation of statutes. You won't be technical words. You won't be scoring full marks. Next, General Clauses Act. These two mandatory 16 marks will come. From this mandatory 16 marks will come. You love it, you don't love it, it does not matter. 16 marks will come. Then why didn't you add to category A? The reason, if I add this to category A and remove from category A and add it to category B, it won't look good because you won't be scoring good marks. Full marks you won't be scoring, unfortunately. So that's the reason in category B I have added interpretation General Clauses Act. Yeah, important in category B. Next, audit and auditors. This, even if it didn't come the exam also, you have to study. So trust me, it is as a teacher I will say that study everything, but as a student and 1 month, in 1 month exam is there, we have to make sure that even though whatever hard the question paper is, we have to get 60, 65, 70 marks. So that's the reason category I'm doing this ABC, I'm giving this ABC analysis. It's easier, trust me, it's easier. Audit and auditors you study, then dividend chapter, very easy chapter, only 4-5 sections, very easy, you can complete like this. Then study companies incorporated outside India. Lot of people, what they will do, I'll tell you. First they will study this, then they will study auditor and auditors, then company incorporated outside India. Then they will say, I don't have time for this. This is a very big mistake, because please try to understand, they are asking for 18 to 20 marks. Please don't say it's okay, I'll leave 18 20 marks. Please, I'm not telling that you have to get the entire 18 20 marks. If you got, amazing, but you have to write it. You have to write. Yeah, there are choice, but this interpretation of statute, they're asking not one question 8 marks. One question they are asking for 4 marks. A few like 3, 4, and 2 marks. So 3-4 questions are coming in interpretation. 2-3 questions are coming in interpretation and General Clauses Act. So it's very important for you to study this chapter. So if you study these two itself, you will be covering 70 to 80 marks. These chapters, if you study, you will be covering 70 to 80 marks, and in this first category, you can get like 80-85. In this category B, you can get 60%. 60% you get. So generally, you can easily get 50 to 60 marks from category and category. Just description. I'm just talking about the description part. Okay, you can get, yes, but in actual with MCQ you can get like 60 to 65 marks easily. If you have already prepared well, you can get 60 marks. If you are not prepared so well, but you have not done your writing practice, then you can get 65 also, no problem. I'm sorry, you can get 60 also, no problem. Yeah. Good. Then we'll see to category C. Category C, 15 to 20 marks. Generally, if you see, preliminary, we cannot expect. The last 2 attempts, they have not asked. But if you see, lot of time they have asked. Definitions. Yes, clear definitions. But so, Please don't take this in the first. Complete these chapters and go for preliminary. Because if you complete these chapters itself, there are a lot of definitions being covered. Yes, small company definition. All these two, only 4, 5, 6 important, 8 to 9 definitions is where you have to study. Per it's important. You have to study in preliminary. Otherwise, in second, third, and all, a lot of definitions are covered. Yeah, study registration of charges and acceptance of deposits. From this, 10 marks will come out of 20. 10 marks will come from this. From these, from these chapters, from these chapters is where you will get 8 to 12 marks from these three chapters, because chapter 4 they are asking like crazy. Chapter 4, so first, second, third chapter is where you'll get 12 marks. You may expect 10 to 12 marks, you may expect. So study first this. Already in foundation you have studied incorporation also, you are well aware, and you have already prepared for CA intro also. So incorporation, this also study. So so I do agree. I am a teacher, I know the provisions, but you have to not just know the provision, you have to do a writing practice. Just 2 questions a day, only two, not more than that. Okay, I'll not write more than two. Just 2 questions a day, different sections. 2 questions a day, different sections. If possible, write MTP. MTP you have to write at least 2 weeks before the exam, because 2 weeks before exam you should be stronger. 2 weeks you should not write your MTP, and if you did not get good marks, it's okay. MTP is not like it will be coming near examination. MTP is a test. They won't ask even more harder than MTP always. So ABC analysis over. Next, what do students do for the exam? They make 3 mistakes. First mistake, the first 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes, what they do, they don't know what to do. They simply sometimes or study the MCQs, or they see the description. They see the description and they say, okay, I know this. Okay, I know this. I know this. It's not where you know this. You have to decide the very first 2 questions. Not you. You don't have to do the entire order. Description. The very first 2 questions which you are going to write. In the first 15 minutes you have to decide. First two, you have to see, is the paper easier, and along with it, first 2 questions which I'm going to write, you have to see. Second is linked with that. Second is where you have to see, out of those two questions, you have to make sure that which is the first question you are going to attempt. See, the person who's correcting your paper do not know your status, your color, your preparation. You study for 6 months or 8 months or 3 months or 2 months or even 1 month. They do not know. They just know first 2 questions is where they judge you. Yes. And when lot of students, I saw the MTP, when they solved the first question is where there are the first question, there are 3 subdivisions. First, in that first subdivision where they have written out of 5, they got 3.5 generally, and the second question is where out of 5 they got somewhere around 2, and third subdivision is where out of 5 they got something zero point 0.5 or 1. This is the way. Tell me. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5 out of 15. Just tell me, what do you think? Is this student prepared very well for the examination, or he just studied few sections and came? See, this is how they judge, unfortunately. Yes, you did not do a good selection of the first question, but teachers judge. The person who's correcting the answer paper judges you. So this is the second mistake. Third mistake, very important mistake. You wrote the answer absolutely right. No question number. students do not write the question number or write wrong question. Sir, come on, I'm not joking. ICI, they themselves keep saying that students are quoting the wrong question number. Just think, you have written an entire 12 mark question, but absolutely right, no question number, 0 mark. Unfortunately, 0 mark. So, last 5 minutes, last 5 minutes before the exam, you have to make sure that are the question numbers right. Are the question numbers right? You have to make sure. These are the three important things I have noted from a lot of students who are doing mistakes in the previous attempt. Also, a lot of students with this three mistakes, and in the MTP. So yes, trust me, sir. We think that this is easier. Oh God, I will do it. Unfortunately, this is not the situation. A lot of students do not just forget this and just worried about the paper. Will I do the exam well or not? So these are the three mistakes. Now, presentation. If you are about to write the exam for MTP, or just you are preparing and you want to write your MTP or any kind of test some other teacher is conducting, you want to write, but it's a very simple thing. You don't have to keep looking how to do the presentation. 4-step process. 4-step process, nothing new. Please, students, keep on seeing this video again and again, how to do presentation. Presentation is just a 4-step process. First, you will write the provision. If it is a direct question, you will write the entire provision directly. First, you will write the provision as per section of Companies Act. You will write the provision. Then you will write the facts. What is this facts? Summary of the question. Summary, you should not write the exact copy paste. Summary, what is the question they are asking? Just write a summary facts. Third one, you will do the analysis. You will do the analysis. Fourth one, you will write the conclusion. And you know what is the most funnier part? Lot of students write wrong section number. Why? Students think that if I write section number for one question, I'll get 1 mark. That's not the situation. Yes, if you write for form number, you can get 1 mark. But if you have written for all the questions section number, then you'll get 2 or 3 marks. That's it. That is the section number reality. But if you write one section number wrong, entire mark is crossed. So if you are in a situation where you are doubtful, do not even write the section number. It's okay, 1-2 marks, but if you write one section number you have quoted wrongly, entire question is wrong. So prepare. A lot of students did this section number, they have quoted wrong. Unfortunately, this is the situation. 1, 2. They are writing the law entire provision. Entire provision where there are let's say there are 4 subsections. The question is only asked for the second subsection. They are writing the subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3, subsection 4. Few students are doing this mistake by right if the question is related to subsection 2, subsection 2. If you are possible, write the subsection also. If you know, so even subsection is wrong, answer is wrong. Do this. So a lot of people write half of the provision. This also should not be there. If you are writing a particular subsection, write the entire subsection. Please don't fill half and fill half. Mark will be detected. Or let's say there are 2 marks allotted for this, you will get only 1 mark if you write half the provision. Let's say 96 subsection 2, where you'll be calling the meeting in between 6 to in between morning 9 to 6. A lot of students write that, but when it is conducted, they do not write that. If they do not write the national holiday, they just write that particular one line. You are writing 96 subsection 2. You have to write all the and try to write all the entire provisions. And you have a lot of people quote 96 subsection 2 and write the one liner. That should not be the situation. This is where you do mistake. One, facts. If a lot of students, there is no problem in facts, they are writing the facts. Analysis, please make sure that do not write like a paragraph. Analysis, especially analysis, do not write like a paragraph. Provision is okay. Provision is one thing, maybe two or three two or three, I mean, sorry, some six lines or seven lines will be there. Okay, fine. Provision, fine. But analysis is where a lot of students write a paragraph. So teacher is doing a 300, 400 corrections, and if you are writing a paragraph that's not a well suited one, please don't write paragraph. Put it in the bullet points. These are the main important things. Write it in the bullet points. One, two. Please underline. Please underline. Have a separate pen which is like this. It should not be of same thing. Are you able to see the difference of this? It should be so thin. If you want to mark it in a black pen itself, please make sure that it should be very thin. You should not be thick. It won't look good. The presentation will spoil it. Yes, one thing about presentation, if your handwriting is not good, it's okay. If handwriting is important, I mean, a lot of people will say, don't scribble. No, if you have a good handwriting, write neatly. But if you do not have a good handwriting, it's okay. Have leave space in between two words. A lot of people write like this, as if what you are saving ICA's additional sheets. Please take additional sheets. Leave in a gap between two words. And there should be sufficient gap. So write neatly. So you are doing your analysis. Next, conclusion. One, either they don't write this, or they are not writing the word which ICA have asked in the question. ICA has, is it valid? You are not saying it is valid or it is not valid. What you are writing? This provision will not apply. Did ICA particular has this provision apply or not? Is it valid or it is not valid? That is what the question is, and you are writing it does not apply. These are the presentation is just four things: provision, facts, analysis, and conclusion. But look at this, these many mistakes, and you are telling me that, sir, ICA is not giving me marks at all, sir. I think ICA is unfair. Come on, ICA is not unfair. You see, those who have cleared the exam, those who are chartered accountants, do not do much of blaming. They forget and they concentrate on the examination. There are a lot of people, lot of teachers who try to push ICA. You focus on your exam. Please don't say ICA will ask tough. This last 1 month is where you have to prepare well. Yes, so I hope it's over. I'll end it already some 20 minutes or so up. So I hope you note this down. These category B, and category C, and prepare well. And do subscribe to my channel. My next RTPs and MTPs questions are going to be lined up in my channel. So do subscribe. Thank you.